Hello everybody, this is Rue back again, and today we'll be looking at Patamon, Digivolving Patamon to Holy Angemon, or Magnamon if you prefer the American name. This is from the Digivolving Spirits line and is the 7th figure in this wave. I only have Gatomon or Tailmon, but I do plan to get more from this line. On the side here we get Magnamon, or no, not Magnamon, Holy Angemon. And on the side we get Patamon, and on the back just a bunch of product specs and where the die cast is in the figure. And on the little corner here they show the next figure in this wave is going to be Black War Greymon, which looks pretty cool. I might actually get that one. Anyways, let's open the box and take a closer look at the figure inside. But obviously the figure's not in here because I already took it out, but it is in this little protective plastic. So let's take a closer look at the figure. And here is Patamon out of the box. He doesn't come in this form, he comes in his Holy Angemon form box, so I transformed him, and I've got to say the transformation is more of a chore than anything. It was really frustrating trying to get the panels to close up and everything, and as you can see they didn't close all the way. Maybe it's the way I transformed it, but I tried to follow the instructions as close as I could, and in the end it kind of works. It looks good, and you can see some panel lines, but from far it looks pretty good. So yeah, and it's very accurate to the anime, and it's nicely painted, nicely sculpted. There's some scuffs on here, but that was because I was roughly handling it. But yeah, pretty good all in all. He does have articulation a little bit in the ears. They're on ball joints and a hinge. Here's the hinge and there's the ball joint, so you can pose them however you want. You can have them drooping down. You can have them over his face if you want. His legs are on a ball joint too, so they can go forwards, backwards, in and out, and same with the back. And in terms of kibble, the only kibble he really does have is on the butt and underneath him. But really, you're transforming a small pig into a giant angel, so I think they did an outstanding job, all things considered. In terms of accessories, he didn't come with anything but this little clip. And at first I didn't know what it went to, but then I figured out that it plugs into the back of the Holy Angemon form so that you can plug a stand into, which of course it does not come with. It should have for the price I paid for it, but what can you do? And just for a quick comparison, here he is with Digivolving Tailmon or Gatomon, and as you can see they look pretty good together. They're not 100% in scale. I think Patamon should be smaller, but as you can see, he's a lot bigger. But, I mean, it's okay. They still look decent together. And here he is with a 6-inch Marvel Legends figure. And here he is with an SH Figuarts figure. And now it's time for the transformation, which is going to be kind of difficult, but at the same time it's just opening panels up. So I'll try to narrate what I'm doing, but at the same time it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's try this out. First, you want to just peg these panels, being very careful not to scratch anything up, which is easier said than done. It's kind of hard to do this. Yeah. There you go. Unclip that. Unclip this panel. Unclip this panel. See, pretty self-explanatory here. Unclip this panel. Move these out of the way. Move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. And as you can see, there's a pile of all this stuff in the way. So, and you're gonna see some parts fly off, but that's because there's some stuff on Angemon that just won't stay on all the way. And then you want to unclip this back section as well, his tail, if I can do that. it's really hard when you don't want to scratch this figure up, but you've got to unclip these things. But we may have to jump cut there. But and there goes a piece. And there goes that. The piece that fell off is his helmet. But yeah. Unbend his legs. Now, on the back here, you want to move this. This is on a hinge. So just move this all up. I think something else fell, but no. Move this hinge up, but then also move this hinge in. So, and then at the same time, you collapse everything onto his back. Stand them up straight. These things on his kneecaps go in. Unclip these. Turn them. Oh, put the feet in. And you can imagine how hard this is to put back. I mean, not put him back, because it's so hard to do. And what else can we do? Well, we'll fold these hind legs in like so. And I think, oh yeah, okay, they're on a hinge. And you want to turn this around and turn these wings in, because these are going to wrap around his waist. So just make sure his feet are like that. Again, we'll turn this around on that hinge and put the wings like this so that they wrap around his thighs. You want to unclip his head, which forms the back of his wings also, and then move these skull pieces out. Sorry if this is floating, but this figure is incredibly hard to handle. And then move these wings out like so. And then his ears actually unclip as well, and also separate like so. And okay, these wings are like gonna wrap also around like that, but these wings will stay out, if that makes any sort of sense. Again, you unclip these, and this wing will go up, and then this wing will kind of wrap around him, kind of like a cocoon of wings. And then you just want to straighten everything out and make sure everything's all situated like so. I know it's kind of jumpy, but it's like I said, this figure is very finicky. And then you just want to straighten out his arms. His blade you can turn around and rotate it out, and then just move his wings out of the blade. Same with this arm, you just take him out, and be careful because this piece likes to pop off as well. And as you can see, his helmet is off because I popped it off. You just, hopefully you can just push it back on. I hope I didn't break it. There you go. And as you can see, you just got to straighten everything out to how you like it. And for all intents and purposes, this is Angemon in his Patamon in Magna Angemon's form. And as you can see, he looks awesome. One thing I like over the Tailmon figure is that the back doesn't come off like one huge piece. It's actually affixed to his back, so you don't have the problem of him well, might as well just look at that kibble. It's a lot of Patamon guts, but I think it's okay because it kind of looks like wings anyway, and odds are you're not going to be posing them from the back anyway. But from the side, it doesn't look bad at all either. And from the front, obviously, it looks the best. And he's very top heavy just because of all the wings. But the back of Patamon's face can hold him up. So that's pretty cool as well. In terms of articulation, he has a lot actually. He can move forwards, backwards, in and out. More than a 90-degree bend. His toes can go forwards, backwards, and his feet don't actually have ankle pivot, but you can kind of make, I don't know how to explain it, but you can make it so that he does, because it's on a little joint here. His arms can go in and out, forwards, backwards. He has a joint on the shoulders that lets him do more than a 90-degree bend. His wrists don't really, well, they can kind of move, but it's only because, oh yeah, they can rotate. His sword is also on a joint, so you can move it however you want as well. Same for the other one. And he also has this is on a ball joint, so it can move freely as well, but it also falls off as well. And again, be careful, because this piece can fall off too, and it's a very small piece, and I've lost it many of times already. His head is on a ball joint, so it can move freely, and this is also on a joint, so you can also take that off. And he's got a little crest of hope on his head. I forgot what it was called. Let me see if I can focus on it. Yeah, look, it's molded into his head, so that's cool. They didn't need to do that. And of course the wings are all on separate joints because of the transformation. So yeah. And there's a lot of detail in this. There's the little belt he has, his little zippers, the golden trim that he has with the Digimon language on there. And it just looks awesome. Very cool. The paint is just great. And a lot of metal pieces in it. His chest, there's metal pieces in his wrist. There's metal pieces in his actual die-cast metal in his feet. And yeah, it's just awesome. You can get them into a lot of good poses. And like I said, the little clip that it comes with plugs into somewhere in the back right here. I can't really tell, but it plugs in the back, and you can put the stand on him if you choose to buy one. Here he is with Angel Woman, and as you can see, they look very cool together. I'm really glad I decided to opt out and get him, even though he was kind of expensive. He's $70. Actually, he was the same price as her when she came out. So you just think about that if you do want to actually buy this figure. But all in all, it was worth it to have these two on a display shelf. And here he is again next to a Marvel Legends 6-inch figure. And as you can see, he stands a little bit taller. And here he is just next to the SH Figuarts Sora. And Sora is considerably smaller. So I would definitely recommend this figure to just any fans of Digimon or Angemon or Holy Angemon, because it's just so detailed. The metal parts are awesome, and it's just a quality figure overall. The transformation is annoying, but odds are you're not going to keep them. You're not going to transform them every time. And yeah, if you do get them, I would just say be careful, because there are parts that will rub and paint will scratch. So yeah. Anyways, that's been my review. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.